Swamiji, Pranam. I come from the banks of River Yamuna and I come down south. Dakshin, Yama, Yamraj, Dharmraj, twin brother of Yamuna. So when I got to know that in Dakshin there is peace and justice to be discussed and to be invoked, I had to come. And I had to bring the Bansuri. For this represents peace, Swamiji. And what I found over here, this represents the call for justice. Shankh Nad. This represents the call for justice, and this represents peace. And this I found in Mahabalipuram. It's a beautiful conch, if I may, for you. This is new to me, but it shows that justice is delayed but never denied. Swamiji, I begin my, and ladies and gentlemen, fellow youngsters, professors, eminent scholars, I speak today as a father, and I speak on behalf of every father on the planet. And I speak to every child, born and yet to be born. What are we going to leave behind when we leave this planet? For our children and for the next generation is the answer to the question that everybody seeks. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose on this planet? Simple. When you were born, you were given this planet. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the center of the universe. Universe is me. I am the universe. Very good. Now you're dead. But what happens? When you got this universe for yourself, and when you're leaving this world, and you're leaving this universe behind for the next generation, is it better off or worse off? That is the answer of who am I, why am I here? Not to grab, consume, destroy, and then nikal liya. Nahi. So, after working on Shri Yamuna ji, Ma Yamuna, for 4 years, now is the time for Pitaji. That's why I speak as a father. Varuna, namak hai, pee nahi sakta, hai na? Because father hai. गोदावरी नहीं है, नर्मदा नहीं है, कृष्णा नहीं है, कावेरी नहीं है, यमुना नहीं है, गंगा नहीं है. जो पानी देता है पीने को, क्योंकि माँ है, इसीलिए माँ यमुना. Now, as a father, let me tell you, dear children, and this is, I'm speaking on behalf of all the fathers, by the way. What are we leaving you behind? All right, kids? And for your children, let me tell you what we are leaving behind. We are leaving you an ocean, right, that covers 2/3 of the whole planet and absorbs 90% of the world's heat. And more than 3 billion people rely on their livelihood on the oceans. But 75% of this ocean's reefs are bleached due to rising and heat temperatures of the oceans. An estimated 75 million to 200 million tons of plastic is already there in our oceans. And an 8 to 10 million tons of plastic enters the ocean every year. Majority of this plastic is not seen when we are riding on the boats, when we are doing jet skiing, standing on the ocean shore. Oh wow. No, it's not seen. It's deep down in the ocean. For every person on this planet, there are 21,000 pieces of plastic in the ocean. My children and grandchildren. 100 marine animals die each year from plastic waste alone. And 100,000 marine animals die from getting entangled in the plastic. And that is only the ones which we see. Plastics usually take an estimated 500 to 1,000 years to degrade. And currently 79% is in the oceans, while only 9% is recycled and 12% gets incinerated. 300 million tons of plastic gets created yearly, and this weighs the same as the entire human population on the planet. By 2050, UNESCO reports that plastic will outweigh the fish in the sea. And estimated 92% of the plastic in the ocean is microplastic, which is smaller than 5 millimeters. For all the fish-eating people, bad news. 60% of all fish contains microplastic. 1 in every 3 fish caught for consumption has plastic inside. There is something known as nutrient pollution, that which raises the toxicity level in the oceans and it results in dead zones. These are dead zones where there is no oxygen, in ocean where the life cannot thrive. There are about 405 dead zones today on the planet. The largest dead zone is located in the Gulf of Mexico and is about 6,700 square miles. And the largest garbage patch that we call the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is estimated to cover 1.6 million kilometers, that is half of India. And a recent expedition to the lowest point in the ocean, which is called Mariana Trench, was done, and they found plastic there, a polythene bag. According to the United Nations, an estimated 1,000 rivers are accountable for nearly 80% of riverine plastic emissions which enter the ocean every year. And 90% of this worldwide pollution coming from these rivers are coming only from 10 rivers, 8 of which are in Asia and only 2 are in Africa. The Pacific Ocean is considered to be the most polluted ocean, the Atlantic being the third, and the Indian Ocean being the second. And it is said it has a drainage system. Like, we talk about rivers having drains falling into them and the river gets polluted. Same way the ocean has a drain. And you know what is that drain called? At least for the Indian Ocean, the largest one. It's called Ma Ganga. And its tributaries. When it rains, some wise people told me once, Ranjeet, why are you shouting so much for Yamuna, Baba? It will rain, flood, everything will go. But go where? It's not going into the space. It is coming back to us. More than half of the rivers in India are severely polluted. India is the greatest contributor to ocean pollution according to some websites, only sometimes after China or Philippines. India is ranked 120 out of 122 countries in the water quality index. And India is ranked the most polluted country, only after Bangladesh and Pakistan. If we make Akhand Bharat, then we will be the most polluted in the world. Better to let them be number one and number two. Coastal water contamination is responsible for 250 million clinical cases of human diseases annually. 25 crore. And the direct medical cost is $16 billion per year on human health only. Plastic was invented in 1907, mass produced between 1940s and 1950s. And every piece of plastic that was produced, because it takes hundreds of years to decompose, is still with us in some form or the other. So as a father, I tell my child that, you know what, I got this education, I went to this school, I went to this college, I got this degree, I made so much money, I did this, I did that, I had a great life, I went to a good school, you went to a good school, blah, 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 blah. But what am I leaving you with? I'm leaving you as a resident of the great Indian nation, propagating Sanatan Dharma. But it is the same nation as per the Rig Veda, which worships Indra, Varuna, Vayu, all the rivers, Prithvi, Vasundhara, Chandra, Surya, all natural elements. Rig Veda, you won't find the stories of Krishna, stories of Rama. No. More than enough. I need 2-3 more, I'm done. So as a father, we were talking about parenting earlier. So as a father, I feel very ashamed that I can't do anything. And my kids are going to be living in a city like Delhi, like Mumbai, where the AQI goes beyond 900. It can't be measured. Kya bolne ka? Indraprastha, Delhi, capital of this great Mahan Bharat, 5,000-year-old democracy established by Lord Shri Krishna, leaving the Pandavas behind with a capital which still exists today, which has the most polluted river in the world, most polluted air in the world. I live in Bombay at Juhu Beach. Every monsoon, there's like a 4-inch layer of plastic. For what? My children don't want that. I don't want my children to have that. I don't want any child on this planet to have that. So, we have rights over the natural resources. But what about the rights of the natural resources? Nobody thinks about that. That what is giving you life, you want to destroy it. That is suicide. My request is, Swamiji, now I come to the solution. We worked 4 years, and in a democracy, this is the best thing. You know, the professor before me were talking about social media, the power of social media. And you know, Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, "Ek se sawa lakh ladao, tab Guru Gobind kahao." That means one person who stands for dharma can fight with 1,000 people who are against dharma. That is the power of dharma, right? So even if we are assembled here, we couldn't be in millions and billions, but we have the power to bring a change. That's what we exactly did for the Yamuna. We made Yamuna such a big political issue that the entire Delhi elections was on the Yamuna. BJP won. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says, "Jai Ma Yamuna," after 12 years. Lekin bola to sahi. Ganga gave him MP Prime Ministership. But where did he become Prime Minister? Next to Yamuna, in Delhi. So, Swamiji, let's create a voice, right? 94,000 crore they have given for Yamuna to clean 22 kilometers of a patch of 1,380 kilometers. Only 22 kilometers requires 94,000 crore. Can you imagine the number which will be required for all the rivers of this nation? Can we imagine the number of the economy, the economics behind it, which is required to clean the oceans and to clean the air? This is good business. Swamiji, there should be a call. Everybody should be responsible. You people, the youngsters, you're going to become parents one day. You're going to have children. They're going to have children. You can't leave a world behind which is worse off than what your parents gave you. That is the purpose of life. The environment seeks justice, and that will bring peace for the future generations. Leave them whatever you want. Leave them whatever 5-star hotels and good roads and good everything. When they don't have proper air and proper water to drink, what are they going to do? Live on what? AI? Nahi. So Swamiji, push na. You have the power. You have the influence. Let this call be made here from today, from the shores of Mahabalipuram. Right, Swamiji? Let there be a call. Let India lead, na? Let India lead the mission. It's the Prime Minister says, na? Abda mein afsar. Opportunity in adversity. So we are the greatest polluters. We are going to be the people which we will change. And what stopping climate change? Reversing climate change. क्या स्वामी जी? इससे सब हो जाता है. No Maya, only Leela. Yeah? Thank you, everyone. This is for peace. This is the Lord crying. This is when he sees what he created destroy itself. Let us not create what he created. Let us not destroy what he created for us. Let us recreate, reinvent, re-establish, reinvigorate. Let us start the RE project, Swamiji, from here. Re-establish dharma. Yada yadha ye dharmasya swam bhavami yuge yuge. Everybody is Krishnaya. Everybody who stands for dharma is Krishna. Everybody. Jai Ho. Thank you.